Welcome back to Metal Heroes Review, episode number 9. This reviewing just episodes 41 and 42. I thought I'd be able to review watch the last 4 episodes, but it's getting kind of late, so I figured, why don't I just discuss the 2 episodes I just watched? 41 is simply put this. You have basically Gavan just on patrol, no Avalon Club, so he's patrolling for a while, and Marine mentions, "Oh yeah, I made sandwiches, and I put it in the driver's seat." And it's revealed that Gavan actually sat on them, in the box, anyways. But it looks like the sandwiches look perfectly fine, not squished or anything. So he decides to eat them. Well, she didn't make them after all. I mean, the box is probably ruined, but the sandwiches are perfectly fine. So he eats them. Of course, he stopped in the road because basically a woman and this little girl basically wants him with the puppy. Okay, perfectly fine. For some reason, I think this is kind of odd for the woman to say their puppy. Yeah, the woman's like a little suspicious, and of course, after the guy retrieves the thing, then they proceed to disappear. Of course, one of you will be a doubler anyways. What the little girl was up to, don't know. She just disappears. So, after Gavin chases out the little, and of course, after Gavin puts the dog, I wonder where the heck they are. Chases the dog, and all of a sudden he picks up an hourglass. Yes, an hourglass. Tilts it, and then somehow that transfers him to Moroku space. Yes, not drawn to Moroku space. He just fell in because of an hourglass. And he spends pretty much the whole episode there. And he only can be there for like an hour, otherwise he'll get stranded there. So he has to go through like a maze of like a whole bunch of different settings. It looks like pull out martial arts movies and like old Japanese movies, some stuff look like it's pulled from Bruce Lee. Like guy would look like with muscles. It seems like exactly like Bruce Lee. But for some reason he's wearing sneakers, which I thought that was interesting. Not regular boots, just sneakers. I thought that was kind of weird. We have that various different type of martial arts that probably associated with Japan. And of course there's even period piece stuff, which has, get this, samurai riding on motorcycles. That's a bit unusual. Or here's one for you. Guys wearing bamboo baskets on their heads walking through the streets of a modern city. And you have basically Gab running these people, and they barely have a reaction. They're wondering, like, why the heck is this guy wearing this jacket being chased by guys who look like they're from a different time period? Yeah, this is kind of weird. Yeah, it's also revealed that apparently in Moroku space, time passes slower there than it does in the real world. Like, really, really slow pace. Yep. And eventually he does battle the Hell Doubler. Takes him a bit of a while. He does eventually defeat him. And, by the way, how does he get Moroku space? Does he defeat Monty? Normally that's normally the case, but the lock was simply the hourglass. So he used the Electric Star Beast doll to basically take on some fighters, and eventually destroys the hourglass and gets out of it no problem. And by the way, he takes the pub with him, and then the episode ends with him yelling, "Dad!" Yeah, all that does is that little yelling. That kind of sets up the plot thread of our next episode, which has the return of Mimi and Hunter Killer. Mimi, for the first time since episode 31, should be seen on screen. And in the case of Hunter Killer, first time since episode 30. Yeah, they finally found him after drifting in the dark galaxy the whole period of time. And the guy is on the verge of death. So he reveals the location of Voicer at this base, at this Mount Toroku, and something called Plan X. So Gavin goes to the mountain. And then, of course, he's attacked by Igadoga. You're probably wondering, who the heck is this guy? This guy, believe it or not, becomes the next space shooter for the franchise. Yep, he's attacked by his successor. Well, here's the thing. He doesn't know it yet. But alright, he basically... This is basically what the Super Sentai did decade later, 21st century. The early bird cameo. Kind of, anyways. Except that he's here for a small chunk of the episode. After he thinks Gavin is a poacher, and then he fights him for a while, like, oh, he got good moves. And then, of course, he apologizes after he realizes, oh, yeah, Gavin's not a poacher. Then, of course, he searches out for, like, thinks it's a rip poacher. And they come across Buffalo Doubler, which is the last Doubler seen in the series. Because afterwards, we don't see more Doublers after this one. No, I think that's officially the last one because last two episodes kind of like wrap up the series. So after with the Buffalo Doubler, by the way, in case you're curious what happened to Hunter Killer, he died. He's not killed in battle, surprisingly. He just dies because of the exposure in space. So yeah, he dies, and he's never seen again. Yeah, he just dies in basically interrogation. So basically, Gavan goes to them after basically having each transported to a ship. Of course, later he's on the ship anyways. He goes to a Morocco base, possibly. This comes right after he battled the Buffalo Doubler. Goes inside, and he discovers what Plan X is. It's real in the episode. The Plan X is a planetary destruction weapon. Now, I'm thinking about this. When I saw this thing, I'm like, now here's the thing. I basically created a superhero, and my villain team basically had the same type of fights. No, I don't think that totally ripped off me, per se. It's just that I kind of thought a very similar idea with in my fiction of my superhero, where the villain group basically had a weapon like this, except basically it wasn't like planted on the ground like this was. I didn't exactly get full details about it. It's just a story I created in my head, and it's a very similar type of thing, except this one can destroy 2 planets at once, so this one can destroy 1 planet at a time. That's the biggest difference. So, yeah, I'm kind of doing something basically that I had thought of doing for a superhero, where a villain group had like this, has a weapon like this. So, like I said, not a ripoff. Totally not rip off me at all, because this was made decades before I made this idea, and it came out roughly 6 years before I was born. So, I'm not going to wait for Toei to come up with a very similar idea that I came up with. I mean, I didn't even know about this until I watched the episode. I heard about this canon, this plant. I didn't see images of it online, so I looked like, wow. And I love the fact they used the paint and stuff, which is something that Toei did use also for Dancing Man as well. So he finds a way to found a torture chair, which is possible where Voicer was being held. By the way, Voicer, I'm going to talk about who he is. He's played by Sonny Kaba, as in the legendary martial arts actor who was in Kill Bill Volume 1. Yep, same guy. Yeah, that's basically him. And he plays Gavan's father. And this is his return to the series, first time in quite a while. Though he's here in flashback, not here in person per se. Probably not to the very end. They keep saying he's in his own personal hell. Where the heck he is, they don't really say. Oh yeah, he's not actually at this base they're at. So the base is destroyed, and then of course basically he yells at Saladeva, like, I'm gonna find him, and that's probably the plot for the last 2 episodes of this run, while dealing with also the rest of the Morocco organization. Yep, but definitely early stuff here. Yeah, seeing that the first appearance of Space Sheriff Shriven, which, by the way, in case you're curious though, I did read online that apparently the third one of this trilogy does not do the same thing. Yeah, they apparently just had the new guy, when the third one debut in this opening episode. I'm not going to discuss that right now until I get to that one. But yeah, getting really, really close to I wrap up the Space Sheriff Gavan. I have 2 episodes left to go, so tomorrow I'm going to do my final review of Space Sheriff Gavan, along with starting up Kamen Rider X, and your review for Overlord. Yep, next video. So I see you tomorrow. Bye.